Powerful and loving green sea interweaving miracles and legends, the Rhodope mountains resound with the sonorous voice of bagpipes and songs. They surprise, fascinate and always keep some of their secrets, revealing a little bit sparingly, self-reliantly, as a goddess. Among its tender folds we discover a wonderful clover, a Dutch clover with 4 leaves, the town of Devin. The symbol of happiness has destined these parts by an ancient magic. The harmony between man and nature is touching us. We are arriving on the eve of a holiday, St. George's Day. It is a day of valor, strength and will, of real men and authentic battles. We are heartily welcomed as the Rhodope folks can do and tell us. It is St. George's Day tomorrow. Get up before sunrise and fill spring water. Hey, good morning to you. Good morning. They're taking us to the gunpowder spring with pride. People have come from near and far. They keep the tradition and trust to the mountain. There is also a legend. They'll be happy to tell it to you. Well, make a garland. It's for the waist, isn't it? Yes, for the waist, and for the head, and for the hands. You'll come again next year. Smiling, they urged us to fill water, wove willow garlands, and gave us 4-leaved clovers, just like a prayer unvoiced. Charged by the miraculous power of this ancient old ritual, we started to the St. George Chapel. It is huddled at the foot of a strange rock. Some call it Virgin Mary's Stone, others Murat's Rock. The third say that Christ's image appears there at sunset. No one can stand still to the sweet Rhodope songs and bagpipes. The heart thumps, the feet themselves lead you off. The atmosphere of the day takes you in. The centuries-long, inexplicable, irresistible force of the ring dance swings you round. Let's light a candle and the dream of a wish to come true. If sprinkled with holy water and given a blessing, what you've thought of will come true. Well, we set out. Only then did the fairy tale start for us. They are eager to show one of the sights in the municipality, the Devin Canyon, a heavenly nook. The water was resonantly chiming in the kids' laughter as if telling them, take these town children uphill to see and know what nature and fresh mountain air actually is. Everybody is entitled to the instances of happiness which the junction with the Rhodopes can give. Man has interfered here for good. His hand has restored the hanging bridges. Just stand on one of them, this feeling rises and sublimates. It's a moment that the eyes are trying to devour and the heart to store. The path leads upwards to the locality Lăcătă, and from there mountaineers can make their choice. To start upwards to Stănilovo Brdo, meaning ridge, or to discover the old Thracian sanctuary, or walk towards the Camerman bridge left over from Roman times. The men, the river, the grass, flowers, the animals, they all are one whole, almost a godlike entity, hiding in the thicket wild animals snoop with curiosity. Just to catch sight of them, we also sheltered in the leafage of the bushes. We wanted to catch the moment to enjoy seeing some low mountainous wild goat, or perhaps a red deer or a fallow deer, or maybe a little doe. If you have patience enough for a photo safari, then you are most welcome. And if you're keen on hunting, it's just the same. Tell your hosts they know where and when to take you. They know to read the signs of the mountain, making out its voice and saying. There are also other animals friendly and obedient. It is their world and they are proud to show it to you. Relying on such friends and proficient guides, one can tour around here. Our horse base offers training for beginners and daily routes around the Devin vicinities, as well as an hourly riding. Our base is a good starting point for very interesting itineraries. We offer 2- and 3-day routes to Paulina, the Orpheus Hut, Camerman Bridge. There are also 4- and 5-day routes getting as far as the Gaily village, passing through the Buynovsku Gorge, the Yagudinsky Cave, Buynovo village and along the border. We bivouac and sleep in camping tents. We always comply with the client's requests. I love riding very much since it is a very nice sport and one of my favorite ones. The mountain is very beautiful, the town and the nature too. It is incomparable, it's simply a great pleasure. In addition, there is a small lake in our horse base where there is carp and karakuda fish. Those not riding, the kids in particular, prefer fishing. And what they manage to catch we put on the grill. The houses line up like pretty beauties in an amphitheatre, gaily and carefully keep watch on what is going on. Commencing from time immemorial, the live stage play follows its own rhythm. Time is of different dimension. The trivial itself drains away as if washed out by the miraculous force of a Rhodope river. The eternal remains for the one who's able to learn from the local people how to achieve harmony. The settlers of ancient times have made us a present. They discovered the perpetual tale and probably believed that the next generations would appreciate and keep it. I love my town. I love hiking and I love walking. Everything. One visits the Devin area as a guest of a friend's home. There is no danger to be without a shelter. You want luxury? Here you are. You prefer a simpler style of living? Make your choice. The care and attention of the people here is sincere, suggesting the feeling of one's own elbow room, coziness and safety, what one sometimes cannot have even at home. Miracles continue happening, but they have also a modern version. One comes across regular magicians in the spa centers, forgets all problems and anxieties. Just name it and you have it. They are like spirits coming out of the bottle and can do everything for you. Where else can one find over 10 different mineral waters, each one of different composition and properties? People from all over the world cannot but come here. Isn't every single drop of this water healing? Both tradition and doctors say the same thing. It helps. The spirit is soaring by the God-given, and men are taking care of the body. While you relax, your hosts will prepare a delicious surprise for you. Here is the famous patatnik, potato bread, of Devin and Rhodope dried beans. It is obligatory to eat them in good company and suitable setup. And if a master of the bagpipe begins to play,
един майстор първо трябва да се научи да свири, тогава да може да прави гайди.
A master should first learn to play and then to make bagpipes. Good quality material is needed for making bagpipes. I look for it myself. Anywhere an old tree is cut down, first it is shaped and then dried. It may take 2 or 3 years for a tree to become ripened in order to get a fine workmanship and then to sound and play well. It is not an easy job. The bagpipe is a very sophisticated instrument because it should be first made with good outward appearance and then the soul will be given to it. This is much more important for a bagpipe than the external make. I don't know who has invented the bagpipe, but the bagpipe is a basic instrument for us, the Rhodope folks. It runs in our blood. It goes without saying that as sweeping as the mountain is, so easygoing the heart of the Rhodope man is. And so it has been for ages and will be for years to come. We go on excursions with mom and dad, and then returning home I sometimes make a drawing of what we've seen. It is good for an artist to be able to make a drawing of everything. I love drawing, and when I grow up, I'll become a designer of clothes. I think many of these kids, I hope at least 3 or 4 of them, will become future artists. When I was a little girl, my mother used to weave and I would often sit by her to help her. While a girl is weaving, she's also singing because she's putting in love and beauty. We have to keep these Bulgarian habits for the coming generations, and by them we want to show that in the Rhodopes something very beautiful is woven to delight the eye and the soul. The Devin parts have entangled history from time immemorial. Grandma's rugs look more familiar, the patterns woven in the embroideries also tell stories about love, brave heroes and voivodes, meaning chieftains and dragons. One can see how they used to live in the past, can imagine how they ground grain on the millstone, wondering how the charred corn remained, what did they keep the amulets from, and how did they pray to the idols. The mountain inspires respect for the past, the unknown, the other for oneself. The past is the land of fairy tales, of what we put together as a puzzle of ceramic pieces, with grains and words outliving the centuries. Thousands of years have elapsed since then, many secrets have remained undisclosed. The Rhodopes are also jealous, they safeguard their secrets. In the region, traces were found of Ursus pelleas, or the so-called cave bear that perished in the Ice Age. Standing on its 4 paws, the bear is 2 meters tall and its height is about 4 meters when standing up. Villages in the Devin region are like the lasses of old time. Which one is best dressed, whose smile is more radiant, whose eyes are deeper set? Both houses and courtyards are like that. Therefore, birds nest here and sing. Therefore, streams and brooks have their own songs. They are happy. Wonders must be eternal, like the naturally aerated water in Mihalkovo. It is the only such spring on the Balkans. Narrow sections along the road cross the mountain. One is slowing down the speed. And admiration borders with reverence. Forthcoming is the building up of a stage of the Duspad-Vrcha cascade, making a unique double-curve wall. A lot of human thought and effort. Most probably, it won't be long before when jets and boats and water skis will be seen here. The Triglav Gorge is not simply a sight, but a mere wonder. Imagination cannot achieve such grandeur and emanation of might. The white of the rocks comes into view. To the west is Pametkovo, 185 meters over the water whirl. Buzlota is eastwards at 300 meters. What giants! Pine trees grow right from the rocks, and Skolaska bird flies over the Triglav River. The sensation of time elapsing vanishes and the awareness of eternity remains. Whether you will go into the deep cave or will climb up the rocks, whether you will row or will ride a motor through the woods, the choice is yours. Legend has it that it was here in the Dyovlsku Gorlo or Devil's Throat cave that Orpheus went down to Hades to plead time for his love and have his beloved Eurydice back to him. To say the truth, it is a young cave, some 300,000 years only. It is difficult to combine the geological and human criteria. It seems to us that myths and legends have generated both the devil profile and the strange forms of the stones. Is it an old fairy tale only, or is it true? The Orpheus flower does blossom again after it has already withered. Therefore, it is called the deathless flower. It is also a wonder. Then perhaps the other miracles are also possible. Thus, we appreciate both what is mysterious and far away and what is in our hands, as the cup of Mursalsky tea. It is just like the nectar of gods. It is what local people are most proud of.
Радо бела, радо, пустили ті чорні очі, пустили ті чорні очі, чорні за чорні, як черешні. Чорні за чорні, як черешні,
The Rhodope Mountains are like every spoiled beauty, putting love to test. The Cheromyska cave is just opposite the Dyovlsku Gorolu cave. It's been dwelt in since very old times. To conquer it is quite a challenge even when well equipped and accompanied by a trained guide. Most rewarding is the victory over one's own self. If you manage to make these steps overcoming your fear, half an hour later, you know you can do it and the spirit of this cave is within you. Motormen are like wild goats, knowing the slopes and paths just like them. If they identify you as one of their family, they will take you wherever you want to. Where else can one find a village bearing a name of a town? And Trigrad is the only such place, in order to remind one that this word does not simply imply an underground, trams or trolleys, but it comes from what is created by human hands, what has been built up and will remain there. You are well received here and are the most welcome guests. The feel of the waterfalls has got another name, the rainbow trout. Fish playing, waters boiling, raving with life, jumping and swinging around again and again. The ancient Roman routes used to cross these lands. Today they are protected territories and reserves. Pine trees and spruces grow at large. People protect and take care of them, being proud of every needle and every swallow of fresh air. Well, I would like everybody to come and get involved in protecting our nature. And the drunk woods itself is a phenomenon. It grows on a landslide, the trees are beaten down as if after attending a merry-making table. They relax after the feast as it is due. The Rhodopes tell a story and show miracles. Giants, ghosts, elves, wood nymphs and evil nymphs, devils and idols. Which of the wood fairies has hidden behind the rock? And which of the evil spirits will rise up from the water waves? The ancient old trees round Kesten, only 10 kilometers away from the border. The traces from one-time battles near Bedin, the mill in Dyovlen, the village perched on the hill, the Elephant Rock close to Nastan, and many other spots. We are leaving for you to discover. We take the animals up at the Chairite because pastures are very nice and it is calm and quiet here. Chair means a glade. Can you imagine a meadow among these thick woods? but it has spread out as if the whole Rhodope mountain have emerged, bathing in light, drinking water and sun rays, provocative, generous and mysterious.